trim. The Paris Riverwolves wearing their white with the black and red trim. And based on yesterday's games and what we've seen from these teams all year, Paul, this should be a fantastic final.
Oh, absolutely. Yesterday we saw some of the best goaltending we've ever seen in the Reno Lacrosse League in both games, and we expect the same here today in a championship Sunday.
And the face-offs are going to be interesting battles because there are some ball hawks on these respective rosters on the ball teams. Adam Peroni and Derek Searle, both solid face-off guys. Maybe a bit of an edge to Peroni from the games I've seen them play. But Whitby also has, they've got Corey Upshire out there who was brilliant yesterday. They've got, it looks like Dylan Hutchison on the starting lineup. And they have Blaze Reardon up in the offensive zone. For Paris, they've got Travis Burton and Liam Patton in the defensive end, who are great additions. They've played most of the year with the team, but have been off for some things. And you've got Brett Ulbicus, and I believe they have Josh Medeiros. There's a lot of players who can get after that ball.
Yeah, absolutely, Stephen. We've seen it all year long with both clubs. They work really hard. They're key on loose balls. It's fun to watch sometimes at the Whitby bench because they've had some designated plays off the face-offs, which you rarely see. So we'll see what we'll look for that early here and see if they have it. And
yesterday we saw the Toronto Monarchs lining up all four of their non-face-off guys on one side of the floor, which made for an interesting alignment because you had 7 guys in one area all racing in once the ball came out of the circle. Kyle Kropman is our crew chief. We've got Roger Nurse, and where's our third ref?
Ryan Wilson.
Ryan Wilson, there he is, down in the corner. We're ready to go. The All Cup is underway. Peroni and Searle locking up. Peroni tried to pull it out, didn't quite come with him, and Liam Patton has it. He's going towards the net. Corey Upshaw on him, turns him aside, and Patton will pull it back out. Peroni's all over him. Peroni had some penalty issues yesterday. He tends to have that. Whitby has to stay out of the box. They got away with it yesterday because their defense and Lucas Coote were both fantastic. Here comes the offense. Mike Burke with the ball. He's going to try and cut to the middle. They're isolating for him. There's the first shot of the game. Bryden Curran. That's stopped, and then Coote jumps on the rebound. And Zach Hairwires pops over him, and a little push from Brandon Turner, or Tyler Albrecht. So we've already got a little bit of physicality. The intensity tends to ramp up pretty quickly when you get to the playoffs. Cody McMahon hands it off, and J.P. Keeley averaged an astonishing 9.2 points per game in his 5 regular season games. Travis DeBoltz has it up high. He'll hand it off to McMahon. They try to hit the cutting Keeley, doesn't get to him, but Austin Murphy, who had the game winner yesterday, has their first shot. That's stopped by Nolan Clayton, who was also great yesterday.
Nolan liked to see shots from there all day long, Stephen.
Yeah, from the outside, it's not that far off from where Murphy scored the winning goal, but that was more to the center. He had a better angle and was able to go overhand as he bounced one past a heartbroken Craig Wendy. There's Bryden Curran. 6 goals in the quarterfinals for Paris. McDowell tries to feed it through. It actually bounces off the side of Mark Farthing's helmet. Brandon Turner comes up with it. He looks ahead, considers throwing it to Alec Johnson, but thinks better of it, and they'll get the offense out. Blaze Reardon has the ball. He was actually second in the league in points per game with 6.7 in the 7 games he was able to make. And he takes a pass now, starts a spin move. Nice D there, but he gets the goal through them. No, they say he was in the crease before the ball got in. It's a close one.
It was a close one. Wilson was right on top of that, the official, and you made the call. And from up here, we're thinking that's our first goal of the championship.
It sure looked like it, but we will see who does get the first goal. We had some low-scoring games yesterday. Boy, we got through, about 10 minutes of the first semifinal before anybody scored, and it was in the game between Whitby and Toronto last night. There's a loose ball push, and that is Zach Hairwires committing the foul, so Whitby will get it. But we had 1 goal in the first quarter. We went 8 minutes before anybody scored, and we went 7.5 minutes of overtime.
Absolutely. Yeah. No, they were low scoring very early, and then the goals started to come a little later when the team started to get a bit fatigued.
Well, the first semifinal was 3-3 at halftime, and then 3 goals in the first 48 seconds of the second half. So you never know when they're going to come. Here's J.P. Keeley, tremendous athlete. He's going to cut to the middle. Bit of a pick there by Reardon. He gets one off the post. It looked like he got Clayton, then the post, and Cody McMahon went through the crease and then was the first player to play it. You can't do that. It's Paris ball. Bounces away from Blaze McCullough. It's going to get to Peroni, but McCullough knocks it loose. Peroni tried to reach out and dipsy-doodle around McCullough. Couldn't get there. Dylan Hutchison, he can play both ends. He's in the defensive zone tonight. McCullough heads off, and a 5th attack will come out. There's Drake Smith, who was a scratch yesterday after he'd missed the quarterfinal. He's in there for a little depth today. That shot off of Coote, and I think they're going to call Drake Smith being in the crease as that ball was about to be played. Hutchison takes it and slows things down. Austin Murphy, the leading point scorer in the league this season, 83 points. Phenomenal year. And there's Boucher with a hard shot from the outside. Chris Boucher fires it wide, though, and it'll be an over and back.
Well, you see on both teams, Stephen, what I like is they do get their offensive on the floor. They do transition well, but they make smart decisions.
Yeah, you won't see guys forcing a lot of transition shots. Both teams are tremendous in transition. They love to run, but they're going to try and get the ball in the hands of guys like this. Dan Keene just misses the top corner on that bouncer. Ball goes back to Curran. His shot right off the face of Coote and comes straight back to him, but Garrett Lewis all over him. And there's Brandon Turner. Both teams also have very well-rounded offenses. Paris with 9 players that scored 10 or more goals in the regular season. That's amazing in a 14-game season.
Absolutely. Very well balanced, like you mentioned.
Keeley tries to feed it through the jump shot. The jump quick stick attempt misses from Boucher. There's Mitchell McKenzie. And I'll tell you, if you're trying to predict who's going to win this game, I have a tip for you. Yesterday, here's a play right to the middle. Doesn't quite connect with Smith, but I saw before the Paris game, Mitchell McKenzie was playing catch with the ball boy. Before the Whitby-Toronto game, a Whitby player was playing catch with the ball boy. They both won. Today, Whitby was playing catch with the ball boy. That might be in their favor.
Okay, we'll see. We'll look for that as we get late in the game.
That's right. I feel like the play on the floor may have a bigger influence, but you never know. McMahon open out front, can't quite get the pass as Keeley shoveled it to him while he was being double-teamed to the turf. Murphy's got it. Only 3 to shoot. Fires it wide, and the 30 will expire. And we have a man way up there, Jamie McMahon, wide open. And Hairwires holds it. I was wondering why he wasn't passing, but that's why. That's a beautiful finish.
Well, and there you see the over and back. And Hayweathers runs up, picks the ball, and the quick whistle, right? In this league, like it is in the NLL, it's a quick whistle. You got to be ready, and you have to run back on defense. And I think Whitby hesitated there, and they didn't get back quick enough. And Hayweathers comes off the bench, runs down the ball, and goes in and scores the first goal of the All Cup.
Yeah, I mean, Jamie McMahon wide open, but Hairwires uses him as a decoy. But, I mean, Austin Murphy took the shot and was kind of jogging back. And I'm sure he's been reminded that you can't do that.
Exactly.
So 4:50 into the game, Paris goes up 1-0 in what we were expecting to be an exciting all-cup final. Murphy has the ball now. Over to Boucher. Ball pops loose. Murphy gets it back, takes a big whack there from Mitchell. McMahon tries to hit the cutting Dylan Hutchison, but Searle was right on him, took his stick away, and it's Paris possession. Olbicus looks up the floor, gets it to Patton. Liam Patton, who played for the Buffalo Bandits this year, did a really solid job for them. Just a numbers game with the NLL. He's one of many players in this league who definitely have the ability to play in the National Lacrosse League, and we expect to see a lot of these guys there next year with expansion. Dan Keene's shot off the mask of Coote. He had the far corner, and I'll tell you, he was picking spots in the warm-up, Dan Keene. He looked really good. That's the kind of shot he often puts in the net. Keeley across to the far side. Boucher looking for an opening. Garrett Lewis up for an offensive shift. He likes to do that once in a while. He falls down. Oh, and Boucher misses and is flattened by Logan Holmes just after he releases it.
And that's the, sorry, Stephen, to cut in there, but that is the difference with the defense here for Paris. They're very physical. They have good slides, and we saw one right there with the late hit from Holmes on Boucher.
There's a shot from Burke. That one's right in the middle, and Burke takes a pounding, and I think Whitby, I'm sure, watched the game yesterday and saw how Burke was being treated by the St. Catharines Steelhawks. They're trying to play a physical game, take him off his game. He is a great scorer, one of the great talents in this league.
Absolutely. He's been one of the top point per game guys as well in this league. I believe he's just over 7 a game, and a great leader as he is the captain of the Riverwolves.
There's Murphy from the outside. Thought about letting it rip, but Jamie McMahon got out on him. And there again, you see Burton coming out on Zabolts. Zabolts gets a shot off, saved by Clayton, but that, you talked about how aggressive. Oh, we have our first penalty of the game coming. Looks like they're both
of them here.
Yeah, slashing and roughing. Yep. So the slash for Holmes and the roughing for Murphy, I believe. Maybe the other way around, as Murphy went up on the turf.
I think it was McKenzie.
Oh, McKenzie Mitchell, you're right.
That took that, but yeah, I think that's the call that you just said, Stephen, a rough and a hold. Holding the stick.
Holding the stick,
Murphy.
okay, yeah. So we'll stay 5-on-5 in the Arena Lacrosse League, just like in the NLL. There's no change in manpower with offsetting penalties. They will have to sit until there's a stoppage again after their 2 minutes expires. Little swim move, and Turner just locks on to his man Spencer Pike. And Burke finds a hole, 5-hole on Coot.
And there's your call earlier about Mike Burke. He's been hot. He's had 2 great playoff games so far, and in areas early in this one, getting the second Riverwolves goal. And Spencer Pike had a goal and 6 assists yesterday in the semifinal, and he took the pass from Hayweathers and then swung it to the right side to Berkey for the goal.
Yeah, Mike Burke with 25 goals in the regular season, added 38 assists for 63 points in 10 games. So 6.3. He was actually 3rd in the league in points per game, right behind Keeley and Reardon. That ball is booted all the way down to Lucas Coot. And if you're looking for transition, Lucas Coot is one of the best throwing goalies I've ever seen.
Well, let's see how the Steelhawks respond here. They're in need of a goal to get on the board and see if they can start to carry some momentum.
Yeah, down 2-0 as we near the midway point of the first quarter. Hutchison up for the offensive shift, and that just gets away from Bushiel being over and back. And you can see Hutchison, he might be out of camera, he is sprinting to the bench. And Bushy actually started to slow down and kind of hang his head that he lost the ball, then saw Hutchison and he followed. That's how an example is set. One guy's running hard to the bench,
exactly.
The other guy's following.
You can't hesitate here. It's just too fast.
Burke has it again. Corey Upshaw and him. Upshaw was fantastic yesterday. Hairwires gets it over to Keene. He lets it rip, shoulder save. Upshaw couldn't quite grab the ball. It is a battle for it. We mentioned how hard these teams go after loose balls, and you can see it here. Burke comes up with it. And Burke, known as an offensive guy, Upshaw really tugged on him there. Spun Burke around. That's usually what leads to a call, is the spinning. But Burke, known as an offensive guy, but he will get in and grind for the ball too. There's Hairwire's sidearm shot, saved by Coot. Ball kind of gets away from him, but he recovers it.
We have our referee timeout, or
I think we have a roughing call, actually. Looks like Roger Nurse is making a call away from the play. All 13 guys out there. I think it's 13. And they were wrapped. You can see how they're listening to him. And they should be. I mean, he is,
this
he was
is
a
for all the
great
marbles. So
defensive transition player.
absolutely.
And this is an important game. Burke at the top on the power play. It is Lundy with the roughing call. This is dangerous territory for Whitby. You don't want to get too far behind. That one's off the foot of Coot, out of play, and springs back in. And Dan Keene was ready to go. He's almost passed the ball to Burke before play was even blown in. Burke over to Hairwires. Parrish staying outside for now. Keene shoots low. Coot closes the 5-hole and gets it. We saw yesterday several times Coot kind of sat down and checked. He wasn't sure he had the ball. That one he looked pretty confident. Boy, he had a terrific game yesterday, as did Nolan Clayton. Here comes Whitby. Keeley to Reardon. Bushy way up by the high restraining line. Whitby well spread out on the penalty kill. Keeley with 5 seconds left. He's starting to work his way in. Behind the back, that was close. And Clayton was a little late getting over that. Wow.
I don't
How
think
would that have been for him?
I don't think he expected the backhand. That would have been a good start for the Steelhawks on the scoreboard. Shorthanded
goal like that, that can turn
they
it
had too
around.
early yesterday against Toronto, and that was a difference maker in the end, even though they did win in overtime.
Hairwires is at the top now as they go with 3 lefties. Burke's shot is blocked in front, I believe. Yep. So there's only 8 on the shot clock. Oh, they get it back, though, and Hairwires is going to let that rip. There's a save, but it comes straight back to Kern. He misses, and it's going to go back to Keene.
That one hit the crossbar.
Right,
the rebound
little iron
Kern.
there.
Yeah. Little break maybe here for the Steelhawks with the iron.
And Keene smartly lets the ball roll over center, then picks it up. The last thing you want to do is grab that ball as your momentum's carrying towards center. Try and get an over and back. Hairwires, he likes that shot, but it is smothered immediately by Coot and Mark Farthing. Farthing throws it out. And Pat McCrory will run the ball up the floor. Keeley looking for it. He's going to hand it off to Reardon instead. They've got 1 second left in the penalty, so a successful penalty kill. And McMahon comes out to join the offense. Oh, Reardon was looking at McMahon cutting in and lost his eye on the ball. They've got a full 5 out there now. Bushy cutting with just 5 on the shot clock. Out to his bolts. He's going to shoot. Oh, what a move. The save by Clayton.
Real nice move by the big guy coming through the middle there. Using his foot speed. He's really improved on that part of his game and had a great opportunity there for sure.
Just subtle little moves to get clear of a defender on each side of him. get the stick moving. A great shot. Clayton had to be sharp. 4:12 to go in the first quarter. Burke fighting through the check. Got free for a second. Curtis Conley trying to stay with him. I like Curtis Conley, but that might be a bit of a mismatch for Paris. That shot's coming over and back. It didn't touch anything, so it will be Whitby possession. Dylan Hutchison will go down and get it. That's the one thing with the over and back. If there's a player chasing the ball down for the team that's going to get the ball, they will call it in. They generally don't blow in the over and back if the team getting the ball isn't there.
Correct.
Sometimes they'll do that. If a team doesn't come right away and get someone, they'll just blow it in and the other team can get it back.
And they should, right?
Yeah.
We want to keep this game moving, and if an offensive team, there's an offensive moving pick.
Yeah, I think that was Peroni that was up for an offensive shift and set that pick. Interesting yesterday, you can see how different officiating teams do it. In the first game, there were no moving picks called. You could not get one. And there were some guys blowing up. Nice pick off by Corey Upshot. Second game, called a bit more like this one seems like it will be. There's Farthing with a chance, hits the trailer, gets it back from Tyler Albrecht. Smart, you were talking earlier.
Yeah.
They'll transition, but they won't take bad shots. And that's just a smart pullout by Mark Farthing. If he'd had one more step on his defender, he had it laying to the net, but it wasn't there, so he pulled it back. 8 to shoot as Reardon is dragged down.
Nice foot save there.
And about 5 people on the Whitby bench yelled hold. But Whitby will get a fresh 30. Keeley across to Boucher. Now Upshaw is going to head off, and Cody McMahon will join the offensive set. He's the trailer. They got to watch him, and they do. Nice pickup there by Blaze McCullough. The shot by Zabolts turned aside. Picked off. McMahon to Zabolts. Goes down to Boucher. Spins off Searle. The ball pops free. He bangs into Clayton, who picks him up, grabs his jersey. I thought Clayton was being friendly at first. I don't think he was.
No, I don't think he was either. And you know what? He doesn't want to get off his game because right now he's big in the net.
Yeah.
And he's not moving side to side hard. He's playing the position perfectly. And you don't want to get into anything and then it takes your head out of the game.
Yeah. Drake Smith gives it back. Hairwires thought about letting it go. Now he will. That one's blocked by Turner, who gives him a whack. He didn't like bearing the brunt of that shot. He's loose along the boards. Smart play there to just tie it up by Alec Johnson and let the shot clock expire. Then Turner and Hairwires getting into it. I'll tell you, they're both feisty players. Neither one's going to back down.
No, and again, we see Roger Nurse, one of the officials, say blow that in quickly. Keep the play rolling. Don't get into the scrums. Keep that, that's
don't
what
wait
we want
for
in
the
a
things to
championship
build
game.
up.
We don't want the little scrums. We want to just keep the game going quick, right?
That pass from Keeley became a shot when Cody McMahon didn't see it, but Nolan Clayton did. Good for the Riverwolves. They run the other way. Minute 42 to go as Rob King, another unsung hero type for Paris, hands it off. You'll almost never see Rob King on a highlight reel, which is a good thing for a defender. Here's Spencer Pike, saved by Lucas Coote. I say that because and that one pops to Burke. That's a worst case scenario if you're Whitby.
That was a
but
great,
Coote was alert.
great reaction save by Coote there. I didn't think Burke had the ball. I actually thought it might have been back in the crease. The next thing you know, Coote's making a great save.
Yeah, I thought it was going in the crease too. But King, he doesn't get beat for big plays.
No,
he
he's
just
a
makes
solid
smart,
defender.
solid plays. Wide shot by Boucher. That's probably going to get over and back. It is. Actually goes right into the box. Looks like everyone's okay.
This will be a big last minute here in the first quarter, Stephen.
Yeah, 1 minute to go. Still 2-0 in favor of Paris. Colin McDowell, haven't seen too much of him. He moves around to the far side. Now he's got the ball. It just slid away from him. And
You almost saw him well there.
Yeah.
He called his name. Next thing you know, he's almost right in on top of Coots, but he dropped the pass.
Turner hands it off to Reardon. 39 seconds left. Whitby can't wait for the last shot. They're going to go for the 2-for-1. Holy cow, that one was off the post, off the back of Clayton and into the corner. Travis Zabolts almost scored from Mississauga. Here comes Reardon diving to the net. One-hand attempt at a shot.
There's that big slide. Travis Burton came across and just wiped them right out. And that's where we didn't see a lot of that yesterday. And I wonder how that's going to affect Whitby's offense because they're not used to seeing that type of defense.
Burton
and
had
Paris
a few of
plays
those.
it really well.
Yeah. 10 seconds left. Clayton has gone to the bench. Last shot coming with 6 attackers from Paris. 6 seconds. 4. Hairwires down to Curran. Curran's shot. They got one, but Coote saw it all the way. But Travis Burton, a great example, as you talked about that. A kid who still has a year of junior lacrosse left, and he is playing like a man here. He's been playing his second year now in the Arena League, and you could see it last year. That
You can start to look to pick him apart a bit.
Yeah. And we've already seen Travis Zabolts hit a post that went off the post, off Clayton and back. So they've had some
Zabolts has
chances.
been their best guy.
He's
thought
been
that
really
first
good.
quarter. I think he's been banging bodies on offense.
Yeah.
And, and he's been getting to the middle and his outside shooting again. And that's good players that shoot the ball a little bit from the outside.
Yeah.
So now they've got an outside game. So the defenders have to come up a bit. So if you've got a good quick first step, now all of a sudden you beat your defender one-on-one and you get to the net.
I thought it was interesting on Zabolts, the play that he got to the net, he doesn't have a quick first step. I mean, to be fair, he's a big guy. He's not the quickest guy, but he had momentum, and he used it very effectively. That's smart play because he knows his assets.
And I agree with what you're saying there, but like I said on that play, you can tell that he's worked on conditioning and he's worked on his foot speed because he has gotten quicker.
Yes.
Right? And in the past, that has been his knock.
Right.
And if he can continue to work on that, who knows? Big bodies are hard to find.
Yes. And I mean it in the sense of, like, compared to, like, a J.P. Keeley, for instance.
Right.
He doesn't have the quickest first step. So for him in that play, he knew he had momentum. Go ahead and use it.
Right.
Because I don't think from a standstill he's going to get by 3 guys the way he did.
Yeah,
very
absolutely. You're right. He did have that momentum going for him.
Here's a break right away for Patton. He scores. Beautiful shot. Patton saw the hole down by Coote's left foot and just goes sidearm. Boy, what a play. I was going to say Liam Patton is almost a carbon copy or a mirror image of Travis Burton.
Well, you watch the play 9 seconds into the quarter. Yeah. You watch the play again. There's 6 or 7 bodies. They're fighting for loose ball. Mm-hmm. You don't always have to go in to battle, right? Liam Patton stands outside. He's there, but he's looking for the ball. It comes, and he picks it up, and he's got a foot ahead of the defense because he's quietly snuck himself into position to go forward instead of back.
That's what I love about Liam Patton, watching him play in this league last year as well when he played a ton of games. Here we go, breaking away Whitby. Shot by Murphy, and Clayton just left that leg down to stop it. They're going to say player through the crease to play it, so it will be Parish possession.
And that's Murphy trying to make something happen. You can see Whitby now are going to start to get into, not a bad thought process, but you're giving up a 5-on-5 offensive possession by shooting on your wrong side there.
There's Mike Burke shooting on his right side, and that one almost trickled through. Coote falling awkwardly, but keeps the ball out. I say with Patton, he's not just physical, he's smart.
Right, right.
Anyway, go ahead.
No, I was going to say, this is something we didn't see with Coote yesterday. Yeah. Toronto never really got to him.
Right.
And you can see a couple times so far in this game, he has kind of snuck the little peek behind him.
Yeah. There's a shot from the outside. Boucher was affected by the stick-on-stick check that almost fooled Clayton. A little swinging check there by Austin Murphy, where the ball rolls to Clayton, and he clamps his stick down, and Murphy was alert. If that ball did pop free of Clayton's stick, he can go after it. When it's under the goalie's stick, you can't when he has it clamped. But if it's free, you're welcome to go in and get it, as long as you're not standing in the crease. Hairwires bounces one off the post. There's a long outlet pass. Oh, a bit too much. That's the first time Coote has really gone off down the floor, and he plays in Oshawa Children's Arena, substantially smaller arena, so he
can't throw that high long ball.
You can't here.
You can arc it here,
yeah,
and it is getting used to, right?
Yeah. I'm sure he did it a lot in practice before the games and that, but first chance in a game, kind of threw that one a bit too far. There's Burke working to get it to Keene, gets away. Hairwires wants to stop it before it goes over and back. Can't get it. Does save it. Peroni and Hutchison on him. They've got 3 to shoot, and Burke is open. Oh, my. What a heads-up play by Mike Burke to take it off the boards. Now we have one the other way. Reardon can't catch the ball off the turf. That's just not a good pass by Pat McCrory, who's a very solid player, but he'd like to have that pass back.
Yeah, I think so. Again, just trying to force things a little bit right now. You can see the nerves. I mean, this is a very young team. I mean, the whole league is a young league, but the Whitby team is probably the youngest team in the league, and you can just see some of that jitters, right?
Although if you connect on that pass, that wasn't that hard a pass.
Right. They need to get a goal to get themselves really back into this.
Yeah. Here we come the other way. A shot by Obicus. Coote stops that one. Looks very solid. Makes the short outlet pass. I like that because he looked up the floor for the long outlet and then went with the smart
play. Made the right
play.
choice, yeah. And Coote has been great. He's been great again today. I mean, he's allowed 3.
There's a pass to Reardon. Can't quite connect. That was a nice play by Patton to get on the hands. Makes it very difficult.
Absolutely.
We saw
Coote's has allowed 3, but he's being outplayed right now by Clayton. So a 3-0 game. And the goaltending is
that
again
can change in
terrific.
a heartbeat. And we saw a goal yesterday where Blaze Reardon caught a pass in traffic. Unbelievable. And he made the pass. That was to Oh, no, I'm thinking of Brooker Muir. Never mind. Completely different game. We've watched a lot of lacrosse.
Yes, we have.
this
Yes,
weekend.
we have.
It's been exciting. There's a shot from the outside. Easy save for Coot. Again, everyone battling for the loose ball. Albrecht missed it. Turner wants to make something happen, gets it ahead. There's a holding call as Keeley is dragged down.
But when they get back to 5-on-5, they have to have some drives to the inside.
Well, J.P. Keeley can do that from the 5-on-5 or the power play. And
Him
one
and
note,
Reardon both.
Yeah. Not the worst penalty to take, dragging down J.P. Keeley there, because that's almost a sure goal when he's going in alone like that. Oh, the pass through and the shot by Keeley. What a great feed by Boucher. Nice catch, and there's a shot from McMahon. That's wide. Olbica stops it with his body. A great little bounce pass out to Searle, and he makes a smart feed ahead. Doesn't quite connect with Patton. Oh, that almost worked out perfectly for Patton as he spun and the ball almost came to him, but Peroni is able to get it. Here comes Whitby pushing the pace, but they're going to settle for the man up situation. Murphy fakes the pass and then does give it to Boucher. 3 lefties. Keeley sidearm shot, foot save with the instep by Clayton. Loose ball push will give a fresh 30 to the Steelhawks. That's the, I guess, the flip side of being aggressive sometimes.
Yep.
You're going to hand it over, and it turns into a goal for Blaze Reardon. And it's not a bad play by Travis Burton, but it does give Whitby that second chance. They take advantage.
And it does. And again, on the goal, if you're watching at home, watch the shooter in the top. They play catch quickly. They're not letting the defender who's covering the 2 top guys a chance to just take his time to get a stick in the lane. It's quick, and Reardon shoots and scores.
Yeah, and straight overhead where you can hit any corner.
Right, and we saw that a lot in the other games yesterday. Some of the top shooters were dropping their shoulders, and they're missing the net by a foot.
Yeah.
That's a great overhand shot, low, just inside the pipe, and obviously a tough save because it's a goal and it's 3-1.
And a face-off win by Whitby, so they will get the ball right back after their first goal. We are 4.5 minutes into the second quarter here. I'm Stephen Stamp with Paul St. John. This is the All-Cup Championship, and it's a good one already. It's just going to get better as we go. Boucher across to Reardon. He thought about a shot, thought about handing it off to Keeley. Keeley gets it from Murphy behind the back. And he loves that, and he can whip it. He does play for Tracy Kluski down in New
It looks
England.
great when you score, but when you don't score, when you come back to the bench, your coach is telling you, you shoot that overhand around the defender. It's a great screen.
Yeah.
You might score.
Yeah, if the goalie can see it, it's not that tough.
Exactly, and he had a good screen set up because he had pushed in and pushed out of his defender.
Keane spins, fires that one as he's falling. That was Blaze Reardon? No, that was Dalton Lundy.
Dalton Lundy.
Similar yellow
That's a
gloves.
tough shot by Keane
Yeah.
to hit the net there. And again, Cooch is just he's now standing up and being big, getting his body in front of the ball, and that's what good goaltenders are supposed to do.
And Coot very acrobatic, and that can be a great thing. And sometimes it's your downfall if you get too much movement going on. Here's Cody McMahon getting the pick from Reardon. There's the roll, goes to the net and misses. Murphy gets it back, spins. There's a great chance and scores. Bouncer under duress, solid checking, but he still gets it off. And now McMahon getting into it, and everyone's jumping in. Reardon in there. I didn't see who the Riverwolf that was. Is it Jonah Beam that was initially in there, or Colin Medeiros? One of them.
Yeah, Josh Medeiros and Cody McMahon for the Steelhawks. Now we have a game.
Yes, that's right.
You know, now the intensity is the first time we've seen really some intensity.
Yeah. The other thing about Murphy, I mean, he's not the biggest guy, but I mean, they've got him, as we mentioned, out on the ball team on faceoffs because he is gritty.
He's smart, right? He's a really smart player. You see how he plays. Very high IQ.
Controls the ball off the faceoff. Some pressure though. Patton tried to get ahead. It's stripped. I think it was Murphy that actually caused that turnover. Farthing gets it, lobs it ahead to Hutchison. Searle's right there. Almost takes his head off. Hutchison just avoided it. Here's a chance. 2-on-1. Keeley to Murphy. Oh, what a save by Clayton. Murphy is down a little bit. He's a little ginger going to the bench.
Twisted an ankle, but I'm sure the turf got him on that one, and he'll be back.
What a great chance, but Clayton just leaving that leg behind as he comes across.
Well, we talked about it. The first goal of the game has given Whitby some jump, and they've had, very easily, they've kind of taken the lead here. They've had some great chances.
Burke with the outside shot. Pike jumps up and grabs that loose ball. 7 seconds left. He fights all the way to the net. That one's off Coot. So if Smith can come up with it, it's a fresh 30. He can't, though.
Corey Upshaw there, Stephen, if you saw that, he didn't play the ball. He played the body and let his help come in. Yeah. And that was Alex Johnson comes in, picks up the loose ball. Nice play.
Yeah, you got to know who's around and what the situation is. Here comes Boucher driving to the net on Holmes. Gets by him, shoots far side, just missed. They call him for a crease, and Clayton is getting maybe a little rattled. He looked upset there. I mean, Boucher honestly tried to pull up.
Well, and he did. And you know what? If he had hit him, they probably would have ended up with a 2-minute offensive penalty. Yeah. And he didn't. Yeah. And again, Clayton can't let Whitby get in his head. And if they do, we're going to see, we'll see Whitby probably pot a few more goals.
Keane has to fix his bucket on. If you're wondering, you don't have to have your chin strap done up. You just have to have the helmet on your head. Big hit on Lundy by little Bryden Curran. And he's going right back after him. Boy, Curran known for his quickness, but he's getting in there too. A physical battle, and they're going to call a loose ball push on Whitby.
You can't cross-check a guy in a loose ball. You got to play the ball.
Yeah. The pass to Curran gets broken up by Lundy, but they do get recover, and Zach Hairwires has it. Hairwires has a shot. Coote saw it, though. He's trying to get a screen, but Coote actually had an eye on it.
Great screen.
Yeah. It looked like Coote saw it, though, off the stick. I think
he did, but that's a great shot, though. Yeah. He had 3 or 4 bodies in front of him, and so the ball's coming through bodies. And Coote's, you're right. Coote's got around it to find the ball.
Keeley gives it to Boucher. There's a cutter, Reardon. Boucher picks it up. All alone. Oh, what a save, Clayton. Boucher gets it back, flips it over to Reardon. Boy, Blaze Reardon's had some chances.
Yeah, for the first time, we're seeing Paris's defense a little confused.
Yeah. And again, that's just movement of the ball and people's feet. You got to have the players and the ball moving. That's what they've got. There's a shot for Boucher, and that one got not deflected, but the stick-on-stick check makes a change in the angle of the shot, and that one almost got Clayton. I'm very impressed with Nolan Clayton. I love when you're going from one side to the other, the players will shoot back the other way, and he's done a great job of either leaving the leg or, in that last case, his arm. You've got to have a trail part.
Yeah, absolutely. That's a good catch by yourself, Stephen, because you know what? A lot of goalies move the whole body, right? Yeah. High-scoring games, and we kept promoting that. If you love high scoring, come watch the Arena Lacrosse. Yeah. Now we're, and I said this to a few people, my worries with the NLL expansion coming is there enough good goaltending?
Yes.
Well, after watching yesterday and what have we seen so far today, absolutely.
Yeah.
I mean, without a doubt, there is the 4 that have played in the semifinals have all said, hey, I'm here if you need me.
Yeah. I think any of the 4 goalies that we saw, and I mean that was with Goa Abramson and Grant Crawley, who's had some NLL time. The 4 goalies we saw, any of them could go and be a backup in the NLL and play some games and try and prove they deserve to start. I don't think any of them are ready to be a starter day in, day out right now, but here's a break for Keeley, for Upshaw. What a move. He's got McCrory. He goes to the trailer, Lewis, who I think was a little surprised by it. They're going to slow it down.
Again, Corey Upshaw stepping up on Mike Burke, who's been terrific, and
such
stripping him of the ball. And he's had a great playoff.
He has. And you know what? He's such a good player. We kind of missed him for a couple of years. Here's McMahon from the outside, and that got through Clayton but goes wide. Comes back out to Reardon. Another save by Clayton. But Upshaw just, he had some injury issues and was on the sideline a lot. Back in the Sealax days, he was playing for Barrie, and he was on the sideline a lot. And I actually, for a while, thought I was wondering who this guy was. It was always hanging around. But he has come back and shows why people wanted to keep him around.
Absolutely. Hayweather's trying to go into traffic there, and again, drops the ball on contact.
Yeah.
Paris is.
Oh, here's a cut by Murphy. Slides it 5-hole. That's a great goal. Murphy almost just let the stick drop itself. So it was not a big swing or a hard shot, just perfectly placed.
So what I was going to say there, and I'm sorry we saw such a quick goal. The other end is Hayweather goes in. He tries to kind of force it a little bit, turns the ball over. Murphy goes up the floor with the ball, and then they play. And I said earlier, the Riverwolves defense seems to be a little bit confused. Well, you got Murphy one-on-one, and Murphy, again, I said earlier about his IQ, he reads the play, no help underneath, so he goes underneath. And he just slides a nice little underhand between the body of Clayton and the goal.
And that's another one. He's been watching. It's 3-3 with 5.5 minutes to go, and he's been watching how well Clayton moves side to side, and knowing he leaves it behind, there's got to be something open somewhere. And that's what the great goal scorers can figure out. That's where guys like me, there's no hole there for me. I don't see a hole. JP Keeley with the ball. Gets it over to Zabolts. He rips it near side, misses, but he gets it back. Behind the back pass and not well executed. Now we have, they're going to call Murphy going through the crease.
Yeah.
Did he?
Yeah,
yeah. Brian Wilson right there. So again, the ref's down in position.
These are things we see where I think a lot of the players forget about the fact that we play NLL rules. You know, you can't do that.
Yeah.
And it's been called a few times.
Curtis Conley, watched up top by Rob King. He's going to just throw it over, and he's going to stay for an offensive shift. Keeley goes wide. Reardon slips through the middle, as does McMahon. It's like two receivers running the same route, and the quarterback not knowing what to do. Penalty coming. It's a holding call, I believe, on Paris. They take a shot, and it will be Blaze McCullough.
Yeah, and
box.
Again, that's just Whitby's outworking Paris right now. And as we said earlier in the game, Whitby needed that spark. They need that first goal to get into the game. They got it, and they've carried the play since.
Yeah.
This has been Nolan Clayton's game to keep his team in it, like Coots has early for the Steelhawks.
Yeah.
So here we are again. Now Whitby has a chance to get their first lead of the game.
First lead, yeah, that would be huge before halftime. Reardon up at the top, off to Murphy. That's Boucher. They've got two other lefties out there. There's one, McMahon, and Reardon, fifth guy to get a touch. Back up to McMahon. He likes to shoot from there. They go quick stick, though, and Boucher buries it. And the fact that McMahon likes to shoot up there and that people know it helped him to set up that pass.
Well, you know what, and there's another smart IQ. Like Cody, you know, the big knock on Cody McMahon is his size. You know, he's not a big guy, obviously. But his smarts, you know, he got his head up. He makes a little play, and he just swings the head, and everyone thinks he's shooting, and he dumps it to Bucci on the crease. And Clayton, as we said earlier, because his defense has played so well, he's been able to get off the goal line. He's too far off the goal line. And it's a pretty, I won't say it's an easy goal because it never is, but it's such a nice quick stick goal when it's so fast.
It looked easy. Oh, my goodness, Murphy way up alone, and McCrory just couldn't get it to him. It's snagged there by Medeiros. Behind the back pass to Patton. Boy, Murphy was just salivating at that chance. 4 minutes to go, and Whitby has gone ahead 4-3. Hairwire, oh no, that's Spencer Pike. Drake Smith takes the pass, gives it off to Burke. 10 on the shot clock. He's got Upshaw on him. McCrory covering Pike. Hairwires has Hutchison on him, tries to shove by him with the elbow, does and scores. And so much of that was based on getting that elbow hooked around Hutchison to get himself open.
And it was, and in my watching it from our angle here, Hayweather sees the shot clock, and everyone always yells, and we do this when we coach even. 10, you got to shoot, and they're yelling to shoot. He reads the shot clock, knows he's got 3 seconds to get to the crease because there's 4 on the shot clock, and he drives the crease and buries it, right? And that's why, again, you see guys like himself that are on the cusp of being a regular in the NLL. And I know Zach did for a little bit with Colorado, but you see him back again with Buffalo as well.
Yeah, I mean, he was a second-round pick with Colorado. They actually moved. He might have been first round, actually, late first.
I think he was.
Yeah, and they moved up to get him. Didn't work out for him there, and that should be a delay of game. And
I think the Steelhawks got away with one there.
Yeah. Oh, off the post. It's 4-4, and it was almost a lead there. Oh, and that's over and back. Why is that not called over and back?
That was a tough one.
Because he had the ball.
As he's picking it up, though, his body is, and I don't know if they give you that momentum because it's not like he caught it and he took a step back.
Right. He was taking the step as it came. It was close.
Yeah, it was
Paris
close.
has the ball, 11 seconds.
Could have gone either way for sure.
Yeah. The one thing I'll give Ryan Wilson credit, he waved it off. He made them. He let everyone know he saw what they were talking about.
We've seen a bunch of posts here for the Riverwolves, eh?
That one almost bounced off of Coot. Goes straight back to Paris. We got 2:50 to go in Paris with another possession. Burke rips it right into the chest, though, of Coot that time. He pops it out. He's got Peroni running the floor. Behind the play, Hairwires is tangled up with Tyler Albrecht. Hairwires has been into it with a bunch of guys. And Paris gets the ball back.
Patton here, Stephen, just to jump in. All over the ball on Adam Peroni as Adam brought the ball up the floor, and he recovers it for Paris. Just hard work.
Yeah.
And again, we see momentum, right? Paris scores a goal, and now all of a sudden they've got to jump.
Yeah, you see that spark, the jump in their step. That's the exact word I was thinking, too. There's Drake Smith. Hands it off to Pike, who rips it in a beautiful shot near side. Just beats the foot. And again, the quick release makes such a difference.
Quick release.
Yeah.
And I guarantee you're probably hard to see.
Yeah.
Braden Kern's not the tallest guy either.
Right.
But he comes off the picks, goals in the net. There's somewhat of a bit of a screen because Coots is coming off and you see him look. And Pike just picks the low corner, like just inside the post. And I almost, at first, I thought it might have went off Kern, just a little deflection, a touch, but I don't think it did. But again, just smart lacrosse. Curran's there in case there is a rebound as well.
Spencer Pike with 18 goals in the regular season. He can definitely put the ball in the net.
Tenacious ball recovery by the Steelhawks there. And again, it's Corey Upshaw that ends up picking it up.
But immediate pressure from Blaze McCullough, who's, to me, has grown as a player over the last year and a half tremendously. I honestly, last year, didn't really think that much of him as a player. This year, he's a force out there, really using his size and his strength. Here's a chance inside, but the pass doesn't quite get to Reardon. Does go out to Boucher. A quick shot by McMahon, who is plastered by Medeiros. Keeley gets the rebound, though, but no shot, so the shot clock will expire. Oh! And McMahon cross-checked Travis Burton in the back, and now they're both going to go.
I don't think Garrett Lewis was even on the floor.
No,
and you can hear Paris's bench yelling that. He wasn't even on the floor. But
yeah, Jamie McMahon is saying that. He wasn't on the floor. It was my brother.
Yeah, you know what? And that's something we haven't touched on yet, Stephen, is the McMahon brothers facing off in the championship game.
I love it.
I'm not sure if it's ever happened for the two of them. I know
Not
they've
the
played some regular season games, and
Yeah.
they both had fun. You know, one's a defender, one's an offensive player.
And I mean, talk about not the biggest guy, Jamie McMahon, but wow, what a smart player. Here is the offensive set for Paris. Bryden Curran burrowing his shoulder, and Lundy knocks him down. He gets the pass through the hair wires, almost had it. And they're going to call, they are going to call through the crease, and the Whitby bench helped out there. And you know what? They say you never change a ref's call, but sometimes if he missed it and you yell it, he can realize. It doesn't hurt to remind him.
I do think it helps the odd time.
Yeah.
And the referees won't like to hear me say that.
Yeah.
But
they're not going to change
believe-
a penalty call, but if he misses it through the crease, it's worth yelling. Zabolt setting the pick. That's a solid pick. There's a pass out front. What a save, Clayton, with the foot stop on Murphy. That's a great save. And then Paris running the ball. They can't pick it up, but Olbicus does get it. Takes a whack from Upshaw. Over to Burke. A couple of quick looks. Now passes it. Searle down low. And they're going to slow it down. Get their offensive personnel out. I like that look, but Searle and Mitchell have a chance. If you're up there, stay if there's a chance, and then when there's nothing, let the offensive guys get out.
Yeah.
Smart decision.
We got about 20 seconds left here in the half.
Oh, and Whitby wants to delay a game, and that's another one that I think maybe that's going to even it up for the other one. Timeout Whitby.
Yep,
and we'll call that an even up for the one that wasn't called earlier.
You know what? I agree.
Yeah. 15 seconds to go. Whitby with the ball and 6 attackers. Cody McMahon, Blaze Reardon, and JP Keeley with the ball, the lefties. Zabolt's on the crease. Murphy with it now. And Chris Boucher down. Jamie McMahon out on him. Olbicus almost picked that off. He may have tipped it. That's Patton. Searle's there. Oh, it's picked off by Olbicus, who fires it just wide. Wouldn't have counted because it was late, but that was a heck of an effort. And a bit of a flustery last 15 seconds.
Well, you said a heck of an effort. A heck of a first half.
Yeah, that's a great first half of lacrosse.
5-4. Paris goes up 3-0, and we're kind of thinking, if Whitby doesn't get something going here, who knows? Not that it would be a blowout or anything, but because 3-0 is not a high score. But you could just see it was controlled. The game was being controlled by the Riverwolves. And then all of a sudden, Whitby gets that power play goal by Reardon, and they come all the way back and take a 4-3 lead. Now they've given it back up.
Yeah. And I'll tell you, you wanted a little intensity. As Nolan Clayton is walking from his crease down to their exit to their room, he has to cross through the Steelhawks. And there's still some chatting going on. And no surprise that Zach Hairwires, who is
and Rob King.
And Rob King.
Rob's been noted for that.
But Clayton, I think, had some words for McMahon and a couple other Steelhawks. And there's some chatting, and they're going to be fired up and ready to go in the second half. It's not. Welcome back, lacrosse friends. Here we are ready for the second half of the 2018 All Cup. It is 5-4 in favor of Paris, the second seed from the season. The expansion Whitby Steelhawks, though, the fourth seed, have the ball, and they are coming after the Riverwolves to try and get back in front. Blaze Reardon with the ball. Liam Patton right up on him. We were just saying off air that Whitby really needs something from JP Keeley coming off the scoreboard. Surprising. We said he had 9.2 points a game.
Yeah, he's had chances,
yeah,
but he has had a lot, but he did get them started when he drove the net and drew the penalty that led to their first goal, Reardon at the top of the power play.
Oh, the ball almost popped away from Bryden Curran as King gave it to him, but they do maintain possession. Mike Burke up top to Hairwires. Hairwires with a couple of goals for Paris, while Austin Murphy has 2 for the Steelhawks. Pike pulls it down, shoots. Nice save by Coote, picking up where he left off. We've had great goaltending. Lucas Coote in net for Whitby. At the other end, Nolan Clayton has been excellent for the Paris Riverwolves.
Here's Keeley here. I do think Keeley did have the second assist on Reardon's opening power play goal, and they just didn't give him one. I think they gave the only assist to McMahon.
There's a feed through to Zabolts. He is tied up by Blaze McCullough effectively. Just enough to make the play difficult to complete, not enough to get a penalty. Here's Derek Searle running the floor, hands it off, and Logan Holmes will slow things down and hand it off to the offense. Burke takes the ball in stride from Drake Smith. Colin McDowell trying to set a pick. Eventually is able to on Jordy Jones-Smith. There's Curran with a quick shot. Smith grabs it, 3 on the shot clock. He's going to just bounce one way over into the corner.
You know, he had a good look on the rebound with about 4 seconds on the clock, and they're yelling red from the bench. Obviously, it's their call to make him let him know he's got less than 5 to shoot the ball. Yeah. But Drake Smith he hesitated and then put himself in a bad shooting position. Just shot.
It's interesting. You talked earlier about Zach Hairwires when he had the chance and he didn't rush. There's a shot by McMahon from way outside. Oh, pick up on the rebound was Murphy, went behind the back and missed. And then he tried to dunk it, kind of like Mike Burke did earlier in a dangerous chance.
Yeah, and that's Murphy again. Yeah. Murphy's real smart at crashing a crease. He's not big, and he knows sometimes you're going to go in there and you're going to take a big hit.
All the way down by Mitchell, but he flicks the behind the back shot way over the net, comes straight out to Keene. Another stop by Coote. Smart play to sidestep away from the net. He had no idea where it was, and Dan Keene's just helping him out, saying, here it is.
Absolutely. The jersey ate the ball up on that one for Coots.
Here's Keeley. You see Josh Medeiros watching him. Feed through to Blaze Reardon. Great save by Clayton. A little push by Boucher. Smart, just enough push in the back to get the ball back, and then a shot by Reardon.
Yeah, on a
Clayton
third,
a couple of big
chance.
saves. Again, you're talking about. We talked about being able to just do enough. Boucher, the little push in the back, not enough to get a call, but it did give him a chance to get the ball and almost a great scoring chance.
So again, we just seen early in the second half here, like we did early in the. We had too many men here, and who has it? Well, Whitby must have had an extra body on the floor and tried to sneak them off because it looks like they had the ball, so it must have been them with the too many men. Yeah, it's Cody McMahon going in to serve it. Okay. So what I was going to say about Paris, early in the game we saw some really lazy passes and easy turnovers where they pass the ball from the DN up to the guy at center, and not in the air, not in the stick. It's the little bounce passes. Carpet eats it a little bit, and it rolls under the guy's stick. It goes to the other team. Yeah. Put the ball in the air and just make the,
If you're going to make the bounce pass, make it with intention.
Yeah, exactly. Especially on this turf, because this turf does have a lot of give.
Yeah, it's a soft turf. Lovely in many ways, but not ideal for bouncing. Burke lets it rip, had that far corner, but missed. It's actually Garrett Lewis serving the penalty. He went right back in. Here's a chance. McCrory and Jones-Smith look at each other, and
now let's see if Paris reacts here, because they're going to call a penalty, I believe, on McCrory. And Hayweathers did go in. I don't know if if he's going to get called as well. I don't think he did anything to take a penalty, but we'll see. Penalty.
He did, and then he came back out.
Oh, he did come back out.
Because Lewis is the in-home.
Okay, Lewis is the in-home. Yeah, I didn't think it would be McMahon. I was kind of surprised when I saw him
You
go
very
in.
rarely put a forward when you've got 7 forwards and 12 or 13 defenders.
So we see offsetting penalties here. Paris is asking for a 5-minute major, but I think we're going to see 2 each.
There's no way that's a 5. I would say. I think the 2 is a good call. Even if it's not huge contact, you're responsible for yourself running through the crease.
Correct.
If you go into the goalie. So we remain at 4-on-5 for Whitby, as they do have Lewis in for the too many men call. That ball is turned over. Albicus just shovels it over to Patton. That's going to slow things down. They'll set up the offense. Braden Curran way up at the top.
So they'll go 3. It looks like they're going to go strong right on this power play, Stephen.
Yep, Burke up top. Keene and McDowell with them. Burke shoots right in the belly pad, scooped up by Peroni. Pressure on him immediately. He stumbles. Great play to shovel it ahead to Upshaw, who's just going to put the stick in one hand and barrel through if he can. There's Burke trying to stop him along with Curran, and he just goes through, and Curran's grabbing that arm. Oh, man, wide open. Reardon spins. Boy, if Upshaw got that pass to him right in the spot,
eh?
that's a great chance, and Reardon had to spin to catch it.
But it was great that Upshaw even got him the ball because he had guys draped all over him. And if he gets it to him earlier, but it's easy for us to say that.
Yeah, that's right.
But he's got bodies
just
on
getting
him.
it there,
Just
that's
getting
true.
it there, yeah,
and
absolutely.
honestly, Bryden Curran was kind of had wrapped around the one arm. That's a great play by Upshaw.
Yep.
Burke up top. Keane wants to shoot. Does just about had Coot. He had him going the wrong way. Yeah.
Right. We haven't seen enough overhands. Burke drops the side and goes sidearm every time, and that's what we see as
he
a
misses
result,
it
right?
over and back.
And we saw it earlier. He throws the sidearm and it hits right in the chest, right? So, again, Keane shoots overhand and almost scores, right?
Yeah. Chad Culp was apoplectic. He wanted Clayton to put that ball down right away. Here's a chance, though, for Murphy. Pulls it down, shoots, saved by Clayton. Peroni tries to grab it, can't handle it. Clayton gets it. Peroni getting into it. Gets pushed down by Holmes, and it might just be Holmes.
I think it is just Holmes, and I think what referee Wilson's calling here is the fact that he thinks that Peroni tried to get out of the offensive end, and Logan Holmes wouldn't let him out.
Yeah, immediately onto the power play. No 4-on-4 because the penalty had just ended. Reardon starts with it up top. Keeley and McMahon, the lefties. Murphy and Boucher, as usual, the righties. Olbicus and Patton up top. McMahon and Searle down low on the penalty kill. There's McMahon. He's going to Murphy. Shoots at sidearm. That's wide. It's going to be an over and back or into the Paris bench. That actually, and Whitby's asking why that's a possession call. And Roger Nurse is stopping, and I'm not sure because that looked like he was going to go out of play.
No, I think it actually might have hit a Riverwolves player leaning over the bench.
So if they're leaning into the field of play, they're
it's
still
not out
in
of
play,
play.
right?
And I would think that Whitby should get the ball
should actually
back
be Whitby
here.
possession, yeah. Kyle Kropman, by the way, one of the rising stars, the rising young star in the officiating. He's done a lot of NLL games. This is the premier development league for players for the National Lacrosse League, but also, of course, for officials. And I'm just really glad we have Kropman here today because I think he does a great job running the game.
I would agree, and that's why he is the crew chief today.
Dan Keane with the ball. Hutchison watching him. Drake Smith tries to set a pick for him. They play the two-man game very well on defense. Farthing and Hutchison trying to pin Keane. They've got him. He flips it to Drake Smith. The shot. And Smith runs through, pulls the net off.
That was a nice little play by Keane and Smith. Just getting the body position to be able to accept the backhand pass.
Boy, Dan Keane is good. When he came back last year after not playing for a while, I talked to him before his first game. Said, "Hey, it's great to see you back." He said, "Yeah, I'm in terrible shape, but I'm going to get there." And he was looking a lot better.
Absolutely, but he's such highly skilled, right? Like the conditioning obviously is a big factor, but
Reardon with the shot right on the crease. Clayton with the save, and then Reardon's in the crease as he was knocked down.
Another great save. Reardon's had a ton of chances. Have you noticed that? We're not keeping shots up here, but he's probably had at least 10 shots.
Yeah, he's had a ton of good opportunities, like probably 4 or 5 good scoring opportunities.
He's the one guy getting to the top of the crease.
Yeah. 38 left on the penalty, just 14 now on the shot clock. So Whitby just has to avoid a rebound, and they will get another possession on the power play. Patton up there playing offense. 4 left, and a couple of Paris Riverwolves are leaving for the bench, and that was a drifter into the belly of Coot. Here comes Jordy Jones-Smith.
Another hard-working defender, eh?
Yeah, Jordy Jones-Smith, yeah.
Always moving, always working hard.
Yeah. Great kid, too. I mean, so many of these players are just such good quality characters. There's Reardon this time. He takes advantage. That's a nice, again, quick ball movement, the quick pass by Boucher, and Reardon, again, open on the top and just tucks it home.
And again, like, what's he doing here? He's going to the top of the crease, and he's challenging Paris to move him. Yeah. And if they're not going to move him, eventually he's going to score some goals from there, and there's one of them, right? He's had, like we said, he's probably had 10 good looks from on top of the crease, let alone outside shots, and he will score. He can put the ball in the net.
Peroni and Rob King this time going for the face-off. It's 5-5, 7:47 to go here in the third quarter. They're going to call a loose ball push on Paris, which will give Whitby the ball and a chance to regain the lead. Zabolt's with it. He's got a head of steam. Tries to burrow through. Nice play, and Zabolt just puts his shoulder down, drives Burton backwards, and bounces a perfect shot inside the post.
Well, you know what? We said this at the end of the first quarter. He was probably the best Steelhawk in the first quarter.
Yeah.
Second quarter, he really didn't do a lot. you know, the floor time was maybe not, he didn't get as much as he did in the first quarter. So what's he do? We're halfway through the third quarter. He comes out, he gets his big body, leans in, you know, gains a bit of a screen, shoots the ball, and Clayton didn't really react very well. It was just like, it almost looked like he swung his arm at the ball, not expecting the shot that came from Sabots.
It is hard as a goalie to move your feet quickly on a play like that. Whitby gets the ball back, and a shot by Boucher. That goes off of Clayton, and straight back to Boucher, now over to Reardon, and another possession for Whitby. I talked to Travis Sabots before the game, and I I like the one play you ran straight to the top of the crease when you're the sixth attacker, and he's like, yeah, I'm okay with there's a shot and another save by Clayton, and it's in his gear. But you know, and he said, hey, I'm happy to let Murphy and Bush and those guys play, and then I'll just come in and do whatever they want. It's a great spot. With you as the commissioner, owner, president of the league, are you all three? I'm not sure what your official title is, to be honest.
Well, I think, you know, we don't really look at titles. We try not to do that because we have such a great crew with volunteers and staff that, you know, help out at the league and stuff. But
my point was you're already looking towards 2019.
We absolutely are, Stephen. I mean, I think we're ready now that once we wrap up year 2 here today to start looking for ownerships of individual teams. It's a real burden on the league to run all 7 teams, and I know there's already talk of adding an 8th team. You know, the NLL's obviously expanding, and we have to kind of keep a little bit of pace because we do want to, you know, have a full partnership with them someday soon. And if we can be able to offer up a farm league for their players and their teams that they can put their draft picks in our league, that's what we really want. You know, you see Blaze Reardon, you see J.P. Keeley, Adam Peroni, who's played a game for Rochester this year, Zach Hayweathers, Liam Patton. There's got to be a couple more that's in this game today, and I'll probably think of them as we go. This is what this league's for, right? So we are starting to look for ownership, and then we will put some information up on our website soon on that.
I mean, there are guys who have played. There are also guys like Austin Murphy and Chris Boucher who are at camp with the Saskatchewan Rush, and there was just no room for them. There's so many great players, but with more teams, there's going to be some spots. There's Hairwires with the shot, almost comes straight back to him. And that's going to be a loose ball push, and then Keene runs over Brandon Turner, and that's a great play by Turner to just jump up and go to the bench. I love that.
And that's
he won't always do that.
No, he won't, and that's the discipline you have to have. This is the championship game. You don't want to, you know, make a bad decision and cost your team a championship.
Keeley with it. You're going to see what he can do. Gets a little pick from Reardon. The roll is there. He goes to the net. That's a well-played defensive effort by Burton and Patton on a dynamic offensive threat.
And that's just the slide they've been taught, you know, and you see that. And that's Chris Driscoll and Jamie Dubrick, just continuously pounding that in their heads.
6:10 to go in the third. Burke has it. It's across to Pike. There's Bryden Kern. He sees Burke, but Mark Farthing was right there, so the pass isn't made. So it's Curtis Conley coming up with it. Go ahead.
We've had a game and run so far. We haven't seen a single goal, back and forth each team. It's been at least 2 goals each way.
Yeah.
Paris had 3, and Whitby had a 4-goal run.
Yeah. And then 2 by Paris, and then 2
and
by
then 2
Whitby.
back by Whitby. So let's see if where we go from here.
Loose ball is snagged there by Medeiros. He just shovels it ahead to Olbicus. Hutchison off the bench. That shot just wide. And Olbicus loves to shoot there from his offside. And that's a guy you mentioned earlier, Olbicus, in camp this year with the Toronto Rock.
Right, and there's a guy
he belongs to the NLL.
That's knocking on the door. An expansion should help get him there. Now, Olbicus, as you see, he's all year long he's been dynamite on breakaways. That's really not the right decision there in my mind. He's a little on his wrong side, and he's shooting the ball.
He scores from there all the time, though. That's the thing. Here's Sabolts. Oh, that's a beauty. Sabolts is on fire, and he is loving it. And again, uses the momentum, the big body through, but then those are some slick hands. He sold Clayton on that fake.
Again, it's hard not to talk while we're doing this together. And every time we talk, something exciting happens. Maybe it's almost like we should be watching here. I tell you, again, we question the foot speed of Travis Sabolts, and I almost want to disagree watching him play today because that's some great movement for a big man. You know, and hands, like you said, boy, oh boy.
Yeah.
Beautiful goal.
Big battle for this loose ball off the faceoff. Medeiros didn't see where it was, or he could have picked it up. Upshaw's battling. Now there's about 6 sticks in there. Tyler Albrecht and Medeiros are having a little chat and a bit of a chuckle while everyone else is battling. And they're going to say with holding. Corey Upshaw is saying, come on, he's pushing me in the back.
Yep.
And they do get possession. to be fair to the refs there, they're right there. Oh, that's an over and back call. That's just
Oh,
a
it was
mistake.
off
Oh,
the
it's
stick.
touched off Olbicus. Okay.
Olbicus stick, yeah.
And Ryan
But
Wilson
I think we're
right
starting
there.
to see again a little bit of frustration on Paris. They're starting to panic a little bit here.
Yeah. I was gonna say I don't know how you would pick who's pushing who when there's 7 guys in there, unless there's something obvious. There's Keeley, hard shot, but Clayton turns to the side. Bushi just ran past it.
We got a penalty
Coming to Travis Burton. He got his stick up into the face of Keeley, or into the face of
So
Bushi.
we're going to see a penalty here for Burton, and
Yeah.
you know it's the right call. But we've seen an earlier offsetting call where McQuarrie ran into Clayton, and then Hayweathers came over and gave him a bit of a shot, so they call offsetting. Bucci comes back in and gives a shot back to Burton.
Yeah.
You know, in a game like this, it's
I would've
tough
sent
to
them
see
both.
power plays. I don't want to see power plays make the difference. If
Yeah.
it's, you know, if it does, it does. That's part of the game. But
Yeah.
but you really, these two teams are so equal. You just want
Murphy
see
to
them play.
McMahon to Reardon on the top of the crease. He manages to flick it back as he falls, and then it reestablishes outside the crease. Searle shoves him in, and Austin Murphy loads it up. Blair's Reardon had been pushed into the crease and very smartly got himself out quickly.
Well, again, who's in the middle?
Yeah.
You
Creating a screen, creating some traffic, made it hard for Clayton to see that ball. I don't know if he saw it till he turned around and picked it out of the back.
No, and you know what? That was where Murphy scored from yesterday in a game winner against Toronto, and he can shoot the ball. And
8
that's
to
the one.
5.
That's the one thing people probably don't see enough from Austin Murphy, because he does drive the crease, you know, for rebounds and stuff, is he can shoot the ball.
He can rip it. Another guy who was drafted. And, the point we were talking about, you want to be a full feeder system. You want to have the direct ties. For me, I put a lot of effort. Well, we'll talk in the break. Here is Paris with the ball. The Hairwire's going to the net because a little push. And they want a interference on the goalie call. Whoa, Dan Keane spinning, misses that by a mile. But lots of time on the shot clock. Burke rips one, and he finds the spot there. Coot almost moved out of the way of that one.
Well, I don't like again. It was a weird reaction by the goalie there.
Yeah.
You know, Coot almost looked like he was trying to make his move to see where the ball's coming from, and then he sees it, and almost like he had turned because he wasn't sure what. You know, it almost looked like he wasn't sure it was the ball.
Yeah.
And then it hits his shoulder and goes into the corner.
And Coot's not going to be happy because that's.
And I think
coaches will tell you that's fairly inexcusable to have 8 inches or so of space on the near post.
Yeah, that one that could be a tough one. But again, I think Whitby's bench is questioning that Hayweathers drove the crease, and it looked like he was in the crease. And they were trying to get a crease call, right? And it was close.
Yeah. Oh, on the shot.
Right.
Yeah. I know they wanted a call
and Paris
before when he
retained
ran
possession,
through.
and by the end of the offensive shift, they score, right?
Yeah. So it's 8-6, 3:40 to go here in the third quarter.
But a big goal by their leader, right? Mike Burke is their leader.
Yeah. Reardon taking his time, gets over to Murphy. Bushi. Oh, there's a penalty coming again to Burton as he gets into it with Zabolts, and Travis Zabolts just stands there and lets Burton chop at him.
And this is where the youth does hurt Paris and Travis Burton. Like, Travis is a real good defender.
Yeah.
He plays, like I said, he's a man.
Yeah.
You know, 20 years old, he's a man amongst men.
Yeah.
And, you know, he's just trying to be over-aggressive on a player who's hot right now. Travis Zabolts is hot. Let's call it the way he is. He's got 2 goals this quarter. And I think Burton was trying to send him a bit of a message. I'm gonna pound on you, but he comes up a little bit high, and they call a legal cross check, and Whitby goes back to the power play.
And Burton's got to stay calm because you don't want to take an unsportsmanlike. And, you know, credit to Roger Nurse for not having a quick trigger on the unsportsmanlike.
Right.
These guys are intense. They're fired up. Oh, and Reardon again open on the crease. You said you can't leave him there. They did, and Murphy finds him in back of the net.
Yeah, and that's where Paris is going to have to readjust here quite quickly if this is going to get into a penalty-type game, which this quarter has been. There's been a lot of power plays.
Yeah.
You know, probably double what we saw in the whole first half combined.
Yeah.
And Whitby's good. Like, you watch their offense; they're very talented, and they're not afraid to get into that middle. And that's what Reardon did there, right?
Yeah. 9-6 with 3:10 to go here in the third. So Whitby on a bit of a run. And that's something I feel like we saw from Paris last year, where they would get flustered. They would have things get to them, and games would get away from them. And I thought they'd done a lot better job this year. Now, Blaise Reardon looks like he took a stick into the groin.
Patton. I think he's going to go and try to draw a penalty here as well. But let's see. Like, Paris has to stay focused here. But you're right. We haven't seen them come unraveled yet in this playoffs, and this is their third game.
Medeiros jumps out, and Keeley runs into him. He didn't like the push he got. Things are really getting feisty, and you've got to be smart about it. There's Medeiros and Keeley. Keeley shoves one player, and he and Medeiros are getting after each other. Here comes Liam Patton on the run. He's got Olbicus with him. Olbicus slips into a trail spot, and here comes Burke. They'll probably want to get the ball to him. They actually leave it for Keane, and Burke goes on to the boards where he takes the pass. 17 to shoot. Curran spins, gets to the net. Holding call coming to Turner.
The holding call coming to Turner, but you can almost see, we're watching this game, you see the Paris bench reaction.
Yeah.
There's a momentum shift here where Whitby's really taking it to them, and now all of a sudden, everything that happens in the game is a penalty.
Mm-hmm.
You got to regain that focus. Let the game unfold on its own, because in the end, you got to keep playing. They're talented enough. They're here in the finals for a reason. They finished second overall in the league. Yeah. They've got to stay focused at the task at hand, or else it's going to get away from them.
Big chance here. 2:15 to go in the third quarter. They've got the power play. Try and pull back within 2. Whitby has been on a roll. They're up 9-6. This is the All Cup, and that is McDowell over to Hairwires. He's going to shoot. Oh, it bounces off of
Mark
Was
Farthing.
that off Corey Upshaw?
I think it went off of Farthing. Unless it went off of Upshaw at the top here, but I thought it was.
Sorry, Jordy Jones-Smith is down low. He went over to Lucas Scoot and patted him on the head. It bounced off something.
It did hit something, that's for sure. And it was that slow motion shot, right?
It's like a cartoon where you've gone off the cliff and you're trying to reach back to it.
That's a good, that would be a good observation right now, a good comparison.
2:01 to go. Paris is pulled within 9-7 with the power play marker. Peroni chases after the loose ball off the faceoff, but Burton gets there. Over to Patton. Ahead to Medeiros, who steps over center. Upshaw watching him. They roll it to Burke. The ball just goes through Mike Burke, and he makes so much happen. He's such a great generator. They get it to Hairwires. Keane. Double pick coming for him. Neither of them really worked, so he's just going to hang on, step away. Now Burke's going to come on his own. Little slip pick. Pass across. Hairwires tried to get it, the pass with Jones Smith on his back, but was backing away. So Coote grabs that ball out of the corner. Here comes Hutchison.
So I believe we got Murphy with 3, and Hayweathers now has 3 as well on the goal scoring leader.
Here's Keeley. He's going to take a sidearm, and he scores. And that is exactly what would be needed. And again, he just creates a screen by reaching around the defender.
Great screen. Shot on a move, come across. Mm-hmm. Clayton goes down. He leaves the one leg, but again, the ball now is starting to squeak through. Where we saw earlier, the first half especially, where the ball hits his leg and goes into the corner of the rink, not the corner of the net.
Yeah. 10-7, 3-goal lead once again for Whitby. Peroni pulls it back. Nice body position by Hutchison. That's one of those smart little plays that gets you a position because he just shielded his man.
Allows Peroni to come in and pick up the loose ball.
Reardon takes a bump from Searle. Derek Searle's another guy who was with New England, was with Rochester.
Whitby up 6-2 in this quarter. This has been a big quarter for them. So
Keeley and Searle getting into it, and they might just go. Searle grabs him by the face mask. Keeley's been spoiling for something.
Yeah, and you can hear Whitby bench yelling no. Keeley is their guy. Yeah. As much as Austin Murphy is, Keeley is their guy. When you average 9, almost 10 points a game, you don't want.
Whitby's only got 4 players on, and Austin Murphy's saying we need somebody else as the Bolts comes out.
Bolts wants to come out, but it looks like Bouchy.
Yeah, it'll be Chris Bouchy. And
no, it's Travis Albrecht, or Tyler Albrecht.
Oh, interesting. Oh, Bouchy was already out there.
Yep.
Yeah. And Albrecht gets the pass, and what a save by Clayton. Albrecht stepped in the crease or landed in
crease ball, but that's a great save, and that's what Clayton needs right now.
Yeah. Oh, there's the pass ahead to Pike. There's another save, and Whitby wants a goalie interference penalty as Coote made the save.
But it's not.
It's not. He just
if they call
they
may have called it here. No, it's not. Like he's off to the side.
Yeah.
And Coote's made the save, and Coote's momentum took him towards Pike. It is the right call. He didn't run directly
I honestly
at
did
him.
think when it was Boucher, right, earlier that went into Clayton for the penalty. Was it Boucher?
It was McQuarrie.
McQuarrie,
you thought
right.
it was a similar play?
I thought he was actually running off to the side as well.
It could be right on that one.
Yeah.
It could be right on that one.
15 seconds left in the quarter. Extra attacker is
out.
out.
It is such a tough call.
They're waiting. They've got 10 seconds. 8. They'll start to move. McMahon to Murphy. Reardon has a chance. Saved by Clayton. Comes back out and a shot by Olbicus. Boy, that was close in time. It wasn't close to the net.
You watch the 6-on-5 play, and you have to think someone's got to be aware of Reardon.
Yeah.
To get that wide open and have a great look, and that was a real nice save by Clayton. So Clayton, after allowing a couple goals that he probably would love to have back, makes 2 big saves late in the third quarter here. And his IQ is being a defender, a goalie, he sees things differently than an offensive player that's been an old guy his whole life. So he comes in and he picks his spots well. And again, we're watching him get wide open. And he would have been somebody, and I'm sure he was, I'm sure he is, on Paris's list of who we have to cover. But to defeat that argument, you've got Chris Bucci, you've got Austin Murphy,
and
you've
JP
got
Keeley.
JP Keeley,
You have
Cody
to watch.
McMahon, who scored the tire in the winner last week against Six Nations in the quarterfinals in the last minute of play.
He had 9 points
last week. Or
last
they might
week.
not have even been here today, right?
Yeah.
And then you've got Travis Cabolts coming off the bench and with speed and using his size to get to the net and scoring goals.
Yeah. Now, while we've got a few seconds, we were talking about being a feeder system for the National Lacrosse League. And I was going to say, I've spent a lot of time every year on the NLL draft, on prospects, on who, and these kids work hard and they get drafted in the 3rd or 4th or 5th round or 6th round and have very little chance to make the team because there aren't many spots. And then they have to be released.
Right. So can you imagine a kid who is the last cut of a team?
Yeah.
He goes down to the farm league. He doesn't go out into the world. He goes down to the farm league. And he's still pumping the tires of that team that cut him because he's thinking, you know what, I'm going to work hard. I want to get back there.
And the coaching system, they're working with the coaches,
exactly.
right?
So all of a sudden, he has a future. It might take him a year, it might take him 2, but he's under somebody's team. And he can work hard to get back there.
Medeiros with the ball, shoots and scores. Just drops the head of the stick. I don't know if he ever looked at the net. That's a great shot.
That's a huge goal. 7 seconds in. They scored one at the start of the second quarter, 9 seconds in by Liam Patton. Just, you know what, you're right. I don't think he really looked at the net. He was looking like, okay, who am I passing to? And then he shoots an underhand short side. And only Coots was ready for it, and that's the result.
Well, the thing is,
now we might have a game again.
Exactly. It's 10-8. 7 seconds into the 4th. If Medeiros ever looks at the net, Coot stays over on his post. Because he does nothing but look out there, Coot is over, and there's that space. That's a great play.
I don't think there was any thought that there was going to be a shot.
No. Murphy has the ball. Whitby with possession again. Zabolt's right in the middle. There's Reardon out high. Taking some solid whacks from Patton. McMahon. Pass to Murphy. I thought McMahon actually had a shooting lane. Now he's backdoor. Goes to Zaboltz. Oh, big save, Clayton.
One move too many for Travis there. He's been scoring goals because he's gone and picked a spot, and he probably one move too many. He would have had the hat trick there, and that would have been, again, another huge goal in this game.
The response goal. I was thinking as he threw that one extra fake, he's going to get it flattened. This is going to be a big hit, and it didn't actually come. I thought Burton was going to drill him. Here's Pike. Little hip pick there by Hairwires opens him up. Nice recovery by Whitby. Oh, and Curran had an open shooting lane, but the ball bounced away from him.
I think Keane could have caught that and shot it, but he was trying to round the world with momentum.
Yeah.
Tough shot. But again, the shot clock was right at the buzzer.
Yeah, there's not a lot of time to think there. It's an instinct, and boy, it would have looked nice if it went in.
Big possession here.
The feed threw a little too high for Murphy. Zaboltz with the forecheck on Drew Quinlan. Quinlan running the floor. That one hits right in the back of Corey Upshaw. Now he gets it over to Burke. He's going to the net. Turner runs by him. That shot was blocked partially. Great job by Burke to use the defender's momentum against him, but nice slide by Peroni. Peroni with the ball now, throws it over to McMahon. He's going to stay up for an offensive shift. Peroni is.
Whitby using a 3-man right set here since Keeley's still in the box waiting for a timeout so he can come out.
Oh, McMahon just misses that pass. Reardon gets it. Looking for a dunk, and he is just grabbed by Medeiros and lands in the crease. Mackenzie Mitchell runs into Jordy Jones-Smith. That's a big collision. They both go down. Mitchell gets back up. Hairwires trying to fight through. Gets a shot off, but it goes wide with players all over him. Yeah, and that's a loose ball push. That's just an undisciplined play by Tyler Albrecht.
A little bit of a push, but a little bit of an embellishment too, and that's what you got to do.
Yep.
Paris needs the ball, and you've got to.
Yeah.
As you know, we never like to say, hey, he took a dive or whatever, but they need the ball.
Yeah. Well, and you know what? If you're
Do what you have to do.
If you're leaning off balance and somebody gives you a shove, of course you go down. Like, why would you fight it?
Absolutely.
Curtis Connolly sprinting up the floor. He's got Cody McMahon coming off the bench, but McMahon saying slow it down, so Albrecht they don't pay any price for his little transgression. Tries to slip under Olbicus. Great feat by Olbicus to take that lane away. Reardon to McMahon. Holding on to it. Hard pass across to Murphy. There's Reardon, just misses wide. 3 on the shot clock. Murphy's got it again, that nose for the ball. Nice try, just doing anything he could. There's a chance where you didn't have time to think about it and get a shot. Just had to whip it. Didn't get through. Blaze McCullough looking for someone off the bench. Garrett Lewis not going to make it easy for him, so McCullough tries to go to the net. Flings it back to Curran. Just got there. He spins. Now the ball pops out. Burke and Peroni fighting for it. They've got a man up the floor. What hustle by McCullough. Chad Culpa screaming. That's not over and back, though. It was touched by a Whitby player. Lewis battling with Curran. Again, takes the man. Curran grabs Lewis. Face mask, and now he's going to get a penalty. And now they're tying up. Curran throws him to the floor by the face mask. It's going to be an interesting call, because honestly, you do that could be a 5.
It could be. It could be. And, you know, again, it's blow the play in. Let's go.
Yeah. Well, there's a penalty. I assume there's a penalty. The question now, they are discussing. You would think the question is whether it's a 2 or a 5.
Well, the hard part is they're probably talking about the face mask. And we see that all the time when there's scrums. And, you know, it's not called all the time. It is in the rule book. And we probably would like to see it called more often, because, you know, the odd jerk of a head could cause some movement in the, in the brain and stuff. And as we know with concussions, we always worry about that. So, you know, I don't think they're calling it here, but again, it's.
Oh, it's somebody else is going. Oh, for Paris. To me, the difference is you grab a guy by the face mask, that's one thing.
But when you start
you grab him by 2 hands and throw him to the ground, that to me is a. Yeah. So I don't know what he's got, whether it's 2 minors.
I would think it was probably rough and a face mask for 2.
But those would stack, right? Like he would just serve the 4 minutes sequentially, and they're sending another player in. So we'll have to see what the explanation is. Jamie Dubrick obviously doesn't like it. Rob King has gone in. I guess he must be the in-home. So 11:21 to go in the 4th quarter. It is 10-8 for the Whitby Steelhawks over the Paris Riverwolves. I'm Stephen Stamp with Paul St. John. We're enjoying bringing you this all-cup championship game.
Well, we do have a second. Snapper. Looks like Crotman's over at the Whitby bench talking. Yep. You know, we also do run a junior all program, similar to the junior NLL program, where, you know, we have players that wear the jerseys of their parent club and stuff. You know, we're looking to build that for 2019. We started this year, and we thought it went real successful, and we also have a women's league as well. You know, so we're looking to build that for 2019.
I was really excited to see that going.
And we'll have more and more information up on our website as we go.
Nice. I coached some women's lacrosse, actually, and you know what? They put a lot into the game.
They're pretty intense. They like to play.
Oh. So it is 2 for roughing and 2 for face masking, which results in the power play. But Patton going the other way. There's a save by Clayton. Murphy gives him a push. And every time somebody gets near Coot, Whitby is calling for a goaltender interference. And honestly, like you said, I think the bench needs to just calm down a bit and let the refs call the game. You're not going to change the decision.
They need the coach. Both teams need the coach.
Yeah. Whitby back to the power play set, 18 on the shot clock. Murphy to Reardon. They've got the heavy left set with Keeley back out of the box. Keeley gets it. Immediately back to Murphy. The cutter is McMahon. He gets out of the crease. Keeley's going to shoot. Twister. It's in. It bounced. Was it off the post? And then off of Clayton?
Off the back of his leg, I believe.
Yeah, it definitely hit Clayton's leg and in. It must have been the post first.
Well, you called it a twister, and it was a twister.
Oh, that's a twister.
Yeah. I think it hit both posts, you said, and then it did hit the back of Clayton's leg. As it was. I think Clayton actually looked to try to swing back with his stick because he knew it was behind him, but it hit his leg and back in the net. Huge goal. Huge goal.
Oh, my goodness. 11-8, the 3-goal lead. The difference between a 2-goal lead and a 3-goal lead, it's more than the one simple goal.
Yeah, absolutely. And, you know, again, it's power plays. Like the teams, you know, I know you get tired as you play in this run. This is, you know, Paris' second game, so is Whitby. They played yesterday, both teams. you start to get tired mentally. You take some penalties that you number one, you probably would normally take.
Yeah.
And number two, you just can't take.
Yeah. Whitby played the late game last night and went to overtime. So
Exactly.
you wonder down the stretch, how are they going to be? They look okay. They've got lots of energy. That big goal is going to help. Here's Paris with possession. Hairwire shoots. Oh, foot save by Coot. That was looking very much like the Pike goal earlier. That one was a rocket sidearm mid to high. Gorgeous shot.
And they need that. Like Zach Hayweathers is a shooter. And it's the first one and went right back again.
Yeah. Changed up the angle, looked for the spot that was open. Possession by Curtis Connolly of Whitby. Looked for Murphy, but it wasn't there. She's just going to make the short pass to Blaze Reardon, the smart pass. 11-9, we're under 10 minutes to go in the fourth.
And I think we have a real good crowd today, too, and they've got to be enjoying this. This has been
It's been a great weekend. I mean, it's been a good season, but a great weekend, There's Keeley. Big whack by Patton. The shot, and he's shoved down. Actually, looked like King got more of Patton than he did of Keeley. The ball's loose along the boards. Shot clock will expire. Bushi just keeps working.
Tough pass.
Yeah, probably a little bit of a force there.
That was a tired pass.
Yeah, and Obicus did have room to run. Like you said, it's late in the game, second game in 2 days.
Yeah, and he's fast, as you know, but I think he was tired and thought he had the quick shovel pass.
And you really kind of nailed a good point. It's not always the physical mistakes when you get tired. It's the mental mistakes.
Absolutely. Nice cut. Nice stick in the lane.
Was open. Here comes Paris running the floor. Peroni's off the bench and deep. Penton will shoot. Shoots it wide. Bounces up high. Straight into Mike Burke's stick.
Well, Mike's
and
not on the floor, so he's going to throw that back.
Looked like a fan at a baseball game throwing back a road team's home run.
Absolutely.
Here you go.
Nice
it comes loose.
Over and back,
Yeah. Peroni was over. And Searle wants the start. They blow it in. Oh, and he throws it behind. There's a perfect chance there. But Zach Sloan just couldn't reach that pass. Burke spins. Pike. Look, they wanted to shoot. Oh, and that's a bang home by Colin McDowell. He's been pretty quiet today, but that was a quick release, and it hits Coot and goes in.
You're watching Pike there, and you're right. It looked like he was going to shoot. He had scored a goal from there earlier.
Yeah.
And, again, this is when you get into games that are tight, you're in a championship game, it does become a game of mistakes and mental thoughts and stuff. And instead of shooting, he makes a pass to a guy who's in a better shooting position.
Yeah.
And McDowell just buries him.
Yeah.
And you're right. We haven't seen a lot from Colin McDowell. But, again, big game players don't need to play the whole game. They need to be big when the time comes to crunch time. And we're in crunch time.
Yeah. Georgie Jones-Smith was the ball, some pressure, but he gets it out. Mentioned earlier, 9 Paris players with 10 or more goals this year. McDowell was one of those. He can score. Oh, and a little off-stride shot by Keeley trying to catch Clayton off guard, but he missed the net. He's going to get it back. 16 on the shot clock. 11-10, a one-goal game. Bounced away from Boucher, but not far. He's going to try and split the defense. It pops to Murphy. They've got 6 to shoot. Keeley, hard, low shot. Saved by Clayton. And Boucher wants a loose ball foul. And had a pretty good point. Because had a good grip on him.
They got to let him play.
Yeah.
This is a championship game, guys. Come on.
Hair wires. Pike misses the pick. Throws it over to Keene. Farthing on him. Keene had to double check, make sure he still had the ball. Now he gets it through to hair wires. That's a heavy twister, but it's knocked aside by Coot.
That's going to be Paris' ball on a hand.
Hand touch. Either way, I think it would have been because it was a loose ball push too. Burke over to Pike.
Oh, that's
Pike tried the same one from earlier.
It's there.
That's going to go out. And we're going to go to the break. 7:22 to go in the fourth quarter of a thrilling all-cup championship game. It's 11-10 for Whitby over Paris.
Probably could have been called and probably would have been called in the regular season game.
Yeah, good point.
This is for the championship, and you don't want an official to make the difference.
Excellent debate.
At least in my opinion.
You know what? I think we're in agreement there. Murphy has Reardon behind the net. Nice job by Patton to react to it so he couldn't. You could see Reardon get ready for the dunk. I think the ball took a bit too long to get to him. Murphy has it up top. 10 on the shot clock for Boucher. There's Reardon. Shoots off the post. Boucher will get it near center. Burton all the way up on him. 1 second, the shot clock should be reset. Now it will be. You can see Kropman waving his hand. It was just missed originally. They actually get a few extra seconds out of that one. Now it's not going at all. There's a shot by Keeley on the run. And Reardon gets the loose ball. That's a big one. Murphy lets it go, and that is in right in the groin of Nolan Clayton.
In my
opinion, a great shot.
Not a great shot.
No.
You're 5 seconds into a second, actually a third reset.
Mm-hmm.
You know, use the clock, wear the D down.
Yep, I agree with you 100%.
They did that on their winning goal yesterday in the overtime.
Yeah. Keane over to Pike. He gets it to Hairwire. Speroni watching him. Knocks him down. It's a big defensive play by Peroni, and Hairwire's just looking like he's a little shaken up. He's down behind the play. Whitby running the floor. Tyler Albrecht has it.
Blow this down now. Yeah, they should. Normally they
Corey
do
Upshaw actually
was.
They
do let it go
if
there's
if there's a scoring chance.
Now he might have hurt his knee here.
Yeah.
Stamper. I don't know. I don't want to guess, but just the way his reaction is.
Yeah. It looked like Corey Upshaw was actually telling the ref to go ahead and blow it down. He saw the injured player, and that's that's a classy move by Corey Upshaw.
I think what happened was it was almost like Hayweathers went into Adam Peroni, and Adam took a step back and kind of let him come to him and gave him a push to the ground.
Yeah.
Right? And there was a slide coming from the other side, and it almost looked like an accidental contact play. I don't think it was a slide where you're coming in for a big hit. I think the slide just happened to be there because the other offensive player who was being covered by the person slid over, the player that slid over, brought him into him a little bit. And again, it might have been a twist when they fell into each other. I don't want to speculate here.
Yeah. Well, the thing that happens here too, I mean, Hairwires clearly is not coming back immediately. He has to leave the floor at least, but the amount of pain he looks like he's in, it's hard to imagine he'd be back with 5:59 to go.
I would believe he's probably going to go right to the dresser.
Yeah.
This is a huge,
that takes away one of their big threats.
In the game. Oh yeah, he would be their number one shooter for sure. But let's just hope he's okay. I mean, it looks really, really bad. And as we know, he's on the cusp of playing in the NLL, and we don't like to see it to any player in our league, obviously. But you know, we don't want to see anyone get hurt, and we just hope that. It's something that mends quickly for him.
And for anyone, I have heard people say, oh, well, maybe teams wouldn't want guys playing in the ALL because NLL teams might not want guys playing in the ALL because if they do get injured, people get injured. You have to be playing. Anytime you play, you can get hurt. It doesn't matter where you're playing.
Well, there is. And this is one of the other reasons why we really are trying to find that connection with them. So that way you have a roster of 15 guys. Yeah. Like obviously Zach's at the top of the list. Yeah. But you have a roster of 15 guys playing, and they're all learning your system. So, on any given week, it could be another player that outperforms another player, and he gets the call up. Right. So that's where that farm league scenario will really, really benefit both leagues.
Nice touch by a couple of fans who went and helped close the door to the boards.
We're 6 minutes away here. One goal game.
11-10. And we're underway. 18 seconds on the shot clock for Whitby. They were just waiting for it to count down to the right spot, and they blow it in. Keeley takes the pass on the far boards. Searle is out on him.
Oh, Murphy wide open underneath on a slip pick off of
And you can hear everyone yelling to go get him. 5 seconds left on the shot clock. Keeley mishandles the ball, and the shot clock will expire. Searle couldn't pick it up, but he's got it now, and he's rumbling. Keane off the bench, takes that pass. Oh, I don't know if did Coot get part of that. Shot clock's not running. Keane comes out with it again. Behind the back pass to Smith. Drake Smith with a huge goal. They say he's in the crease. Smith and Dubrick can't believe it. Dubrick reaches for his phantom challenge flag.
That was close.
It was close. 5:12 to go. Whitby still up by 1, 11-10. Keeley has it. Boy, Dan Keane picked that pass. I'm pretty sure the first one was meant for Mike Burke. That pass through doesn't connect with Chris Boucher. He went through the crease. He knows he can't get it, and Kropman will blow it down. Here comes Opicus. Farthing looking at him. Sees where his help is. Takes away the lane. Nice, calm defensive play by Farthing there. Gets it over to Burke. Here's Pike. 12 seconds on the shot clock with Conley on Burke. Little pick from Keane, but actually kind of shoves him into it. Curran can't catch the ball. Farthing can't catch it. Curran does get it. 4 seconds to shoot. and he just tries to get something off. That's going to run out of time for Paris.
I think Paris, one thing they haven't looked at enough in this game is matchups. Who you got defending who.
Yeah.
And now we're in the really past the crunch time period. We're 4.5 away, and they've got to start to pick that apart if they're going to get. And you saw that with the one chance by Keene.
And you can hear the coach is yelling clear. They want Murphy to be isolated. Bushi is there for the pass, but a nice slide and the pass doesn't connect. Bushi trying to battle for it. Oh, and a player is down.
That's Murphy, I believe.
No, I think Murphy's over at the bench, isn't he? Oh, that is Murphy. Sorry, it was someone else. He came up a little gingerly earlier in the game. Here's Keene. He was loading up, wanted the shot, but lost the ball. Peroni on him. He's got Drake Smith out front. Keene is knocked down. Peroni stays with him. Keene. Oh, Corey Upshot just tips it away from Spencer Pike. Now that's an over and back if he steps over, but he gets rid of it in time, but the ball will go to Adam Peroni. 3:32 to go. Keeley fakes the shot. I thought he might feed Reardon through. They're going to slow it down. McMahon's still waiting to come onto the floor. Now he does. 18 on the shot clock. Keeley tries to duck underneath. Reardon. Now he rolls. Keeley shoots, saved by Clayton.
Big save.
Yeah.
Whitby's playing a safe offense. They're playing a 4+1.
Obicus running. Pulls up. Peroni on him. The cutter coming off the bench was Medeiros. Now it's Burke trying to create something. Pike's going to, he was going to shoot. He fell, just lost his balance. They get on him. Burke's got some space. 8 on the shot clock. He gets a bouncer off. The ball is loose behind the net. Oh, and Farthing just stabbing at it with his stick and manages to pop it loose. What a play by the veteran.
And
Hutchinson comes up with it.
Throws it away.
That's a big mistake by Hutchinson to throw that away. It rolls past Patton, but there's still lots of time, and it won't start the 30 till
now
it
we're
picks it up.
starting to see the referees letting them play. I mean, there was probably a check from behind earlier that doesn't get called, and that's the way it should be. Unless it's blatant and it's a scoring chance, let them play.
2:18 to go. Burke with the ball. Shoots, but it's tipped.
Big
Hutchinson
block
getting
by
a stick
Hutchinson.
on it. Yeah, and Albrecht comes up with it. Fakes the pass and runs out of trouble. Nice play by Albrecht. He's got Reardon ahead, pulls it down. Early in the game, go for that. Probably a good decision to hold it right now.
Absolutely. I would agree with you. They've got to use clock here, but they've got to still go.
You can't be too cautious, but that was a high-risk, high-reward play. There's a feed ahead. Oh, and Bushi was open.
Couldn't squeeze it.
Patton grabs it. Curran's running the ball. He was back for a defensive shift and sprints up the floor. Searle's going to head to the bench, get a forward out there.
McMahon is back on D here as well.
Burke. And McMahon's just locking up on Bryden Curran. Now he switches and grabs Medeiros, but smart play. Curran's shot well high. 2 seconds, that's going to be an over and back or a 30, either way. Oh, Reardon comes off the bench. And Cropman's pointing him into the corner.
He's got to take it to the corner.
Yeah.
It's the right play. Got a minute and 15 here.
So Whitby getting closer and closer to winning the All-Cup as an expansion team. What an accomplishment that would be. Got to keep their heads. There's Keeley. Oh, there's some space. Jamie McMahon takes it away. Behind the back, Clayton spins and it rolls out into the corner. Big bump by Burton. Great play there. And that was Burton being aware that they are letting them play. Go ahead and make the hit. And then he has a word with the bench. You don't need that. 45 to go.
Stick and bump them a bit, but again, they're not going to call that. Got to play.
Clayton is sprinting to the bench. 6th attacker will come out. They've got 16 on the shot clock. Pike wasn't going to wait, but he did eventually, and there's Burke. Passes to Curran. Coote was over there. Hit him right in the middle of the chest. Coote came across so quickly. He read that pass. Here's Whitby, 23 seconds left. They can kill the whole time, and Whitby takes a timeout.
They're going to call timeout. Paris had the goalie out. Whitby had an empty net, and make the smart play, call timeout, set up your 5 guys.
It's so tempting with that empty net to keep pushing and go after it, and that was the right decision.
So does Paris put their goalie back in, or do they play 6-on-5? They need the ball.
They need the ball. I think you got to play 6-on-5. It's, obviously high risk. But with 21 seconds left, you've got to take risks. You're down by 1. The ball's in your end of the floor, just over center. That's the one thing with Whitby calling it then. They're going to have a start near the official semicircle here, right near center.
And
they need help for that player.
And they have enough good ball handlers.
Yeah.
That I think Paris has to leave Clayton on the bench.
Yeah.
You're 21 seconds away. I know they're thinking if they can strip the ball and get a quick timeout, they can get their 6-on-5 play on. But right now, you need the ball.
And they're going with 6. Clayton staying on the bench. Interesting, they had 5 guys.
With the ball.
Yeah, they had the 5 you'd expect out there. Searle, Patton, Burton, Obicus, and McCullough. And then Mitchell, and then McCullough came out at the last second when they had to go, and Clayton stepped into the bench. So it's Murphy with the ball, Searle and Mackenzie Mitchell on. Oh, that's Liam Patton on him. Everyone else is locked off. He rolls it to Reardon. Great play. Reardon's got the empty net. Scores.
There it is.
15.4 to go.
Blaze
Insurance goal.
With his 5th in the game.
Yeah,
and
that's a huge
that should
goal.
Wrap it up.
Yeah. Well, we've seen Paris score 2 goals in 7 seconds or less off faceoffs.
Yeah,
so.
and we saw Toronto score a couple quick ones on Whitby yesterday when they were on that run to make it 9-all.
Interesting. I was just going to say, now, do you put Clayton back in? He is walking back to the net. Another goal doesn't hurt you.
They are going to leave him out. Coach Driscoll is calling them back, and they got to leave him out. There's
no point putting him in the net.
They have to get the ball. Maybe get the ball, called timeout.
Yep, they still have their timeout.
And then hope you get the ball and broken play, right?
Peroni and Searle, huge face-off. Searle locks on it, but Peroni battles. Patton gets it. Oh, no, he doesn't. Jordy Jones-Smith has the ball. Burke tries to get it, loses his stick, and that'll do it.
Whitby Steelhawks.
The Whitby Steelhawks are your 2018 All-Cup champions.
There it is. What a game. Terrific
Fantastic game. I know. Now, you were supposed to leave a while ago. It was too exciting. You're supposed to go down and present things.
I am going to leave now. That's what a terrific finish.
Thanks for stepping in. It was a lot of fun having you.
Yeah. Hats off to the Paris Riverwolves. Terrific year. Just came up short today. And the Whitby Steelhawks, what can you say?
Yeah.
Well-coached team. They young, exciting to watch. They move the ball well, and their big gunners came up to play today. Blaze Reardon with 5 goals.
Yeah.
I think Murphy had 3 or 4, had a bunch of assists.
Yeah.
It's going to be hard to pick an MVP. We won't say who it is.
Okay.
But we'll announce that shortly as well.
I'm just trying to think who my vote would be, but
I will sign off with you.
Excellent.
Stephen, thanks for having us.
Thank you.
JVI, thanks for doing the game, and we look forward to the post game, and then we look forward to.
We're going to keep it rolling as we do the presentations. Paul will be downstairs, and I'm just going to keep talking. So thanks so much for coming up. I think you have a path right through there. So the teams will shake hands after a fantastic All-Cup final. Hope you've enjoyed it. Hope you enjoyed it as much as we did, because that was an amazing game of lacrosse. Terrific effort between these two teams. And just bear in mind, Whitby had to go to overtime last night just to get to this game, beating the first-seeded Toronto Monarchs, and Paris had their hands full with the St. Catharines Steelhawks. The St. Catharines Shockwave. So a great Final Four weekend. And, Whitby, just to get to this weekend, had to overcome the Six Nations Snipers. They needed 3 goals in the final 49 seconds of the quarterfinals. So they were very close to being out a week ago. They could have not even been here. And what a finish, though. You can see the joy on that team. And disappointment for Paris. They are heading to the dressing room. Not sure. Some of them are. I'm not sure if they realize that there's going to be presentations. Some of them are staying there. Chris Driscoll is there. Stephen Orlam, the backup goalie, putting his gear on so he can come out. Thank you to everyone who has been with us. I am Stephen Stamp. This is JVI Sports Network bringing you the Arena Lacrosse League championship game. And what a game it has been. Travis Zabolts with a huge game today, playing his depth role to perfection. And I'm just going to pull up the stats.
Driscoll for the Paris Riverwolves. And then on the floor, let's have a big hand for them too.
While the hand is happening, Zach Hairwires with 4 goals.
Before we get to the trophy, I know you want it, our MVP of today's game is Blaze River.
Yeah, his team is loving that, and Reardon wasn't able to be here last week. What a huge injection of talent, and he had so many opportunities. 4 goals and 4 assists for Reardon. Austin Murphy had 3 goals and 5 assists, so he certainly was a contender as well. And Lucas Coote, another great game for him, allowing just 10 goals.
Michael, should be proud. You guys came to me throughout the year. You work hard on and off the floor, and I can see something in the building for you guys. And I know you always think you're going to win, because that's why we play. But you guys do behind the scenes, you pick the right guys, and you make them work, and you practice the right way, good things happen. And they did, right? All right, boys. We need captains. Austin Murphy, Mark Farley, and I'm missing one, Corey Upshaw.
So the Steelhawks getting the ball, the trophy. You see the captain's group, Mark Farthing holding the trophy, Brandon Turner to his left, Corey Upshaw reaching in, covering Austin Murphy, and Garrett Lewis runs in to join the gang. Now everybody coming over. What a great finish to the season. Great game to wrap it up. That empty net goal makes it a 2-goal margin, but it was a 1-goal game. 12-10 the final, but in spirit, it was a 1-goal game. And Blaze Reardon, a well-deserving MVP. And they're going to take a little victory lap. There's Lucas Coote. What a game he had. What a playoffs. I mentioned earlier, not the best season for him. He had a 15.59 goals against average in the season, but he has been a great goalie in his career, and he showed this weekend exactly what he can do for a team. And they're going to pass it around. I think we're going to wrap things up here. I am Steven Stamp. I want to thank you very much for being with us on JVI Sportsnet Network throughout the season of Arena Lacrosse League action. What a fantastic finish. And thank you so much to you guys for being here. Thank you for letting me be a part of it. I had a lot of fun this season, and just thrilled that I could be here to call this game. And to Paul St. John, who did a great job on color. Gary Morrison and Ryan Harkness, all the guys behind the scenes making this available for you. Thank you, and congratulations to everybody in the ALL. Congratulations to the Paris Riverwolves on a tremendous season, and just a great job they did today. And to our 2018 All-Cup champions, the Whitby Steelhawks. Enjoy.